People often say that making boundaries is a Western concept and it doesn't apply to Indians. I don't agree. I'm a therapist that practices in India, and the concept of boundaries often comes up in therapy with my clients. And I have come to realize something. Boundaries are actually really common in Indian culture. First of all, what are boundaries? They are the limits that we set for ourselves on how we want to treat others and how we want to be treated. They're almost personal limits that you create for accepting behavior from other people. Everyone has their own boundaries, they just look different for everyone. Let me share some examples of boundaries that are commonly set in our Indian culture. Telling everyone that you're looking for a partner that is tall, fair, and rich, that's a boundary. You are communicating that you have superficial and financial needs that you want your partner to take care of. Telling your cook that you're not okay with them using a glass plate in your house and they must use a steel plate, that's a boundary. You're communicating that you want to follow the norms of casteism because you wish to create a big social and physical distance between you and the person who's working in your house. The steel plate is a symbol of your boundary. Telling your kid that you will not accept them if they take up humanities or arts instead of science and commerce, that's a boundary. You are communicating to your child that you wish to impress other people on the basis of the stream that they choose. And that you, as their parent, are the only one who has the right to decide what success means to the child. Another example of a boundary is to choose not to cook in the kitchen or pick up your plates because you're a man. That's a boundary. You are communicating that you do not wish to associate yourself to anything that is considered feminine, that it will go against your emotional and social needs, because you wish to associate yourself to activities that are only called masculine. You want to associate yourself to the group of men that call themselves macho. So you see, boundaries are a part of our culture. But usually, only people who are at higher places in the society get to have them. They are the only ones who are allowed to have them. When I say higher positions in the society, I mean more privileged positions in the society. Older people, men, rich people. These are all people with social and political power. Most importantly, these are the people who have privilege. So they get to have boundaries. And these people are the ones who get support from the community when they enforce these boundaries. Their power comes from the fact that the community supports them. It seems like boundaries are only a Western concept when someone from the lower position of the society is trying to enforce them. Do you think a cook in your house can enforce the boundary that I will only eat from glass plates? No. Do you think that a woman who is financially dependent on her husband can make the boundary, I refuse to pick up my own plates? No. Can a minor child say, I will not take science? Or I refuse to follow the career that my parents choose for me? No, they can't. They can only say that if they have some support from their parents. An important point to consider is that privilege doesn't just come from money, it comes from how much people around you accept your boundaries. You can be very rich and still have less privilege in terms of how much people are accepting your boundaries. An example of that is in a very rich household, there is still a hierarchy of privilege. The oldest male member of the family will have the most privilege, and the youngest child will have the least privilege. And when I say privilege, I mean people will be less willing to accept their boundaries, and therefore they will be forced to change their boundaries, especially if the youngest child is a girl. For example, if the daughter of a rich household says that at the age of 23, I do not wish to get married right now and I want to study further, her parents and the rest of the family will not accept that boundary. They will force her to get married. This could be done using manipulation and blackmail as well. We will not support you if you don't get married. So she will be forced to change her boundary from I don't want to get married right now to I don't wish to make my parents unhappy. On the other hand, if she has a brother of a similar age and he says, I don't wish to get married right now, I want to study more, the parents will accept this boundary. So you see, only one of the two children in a rich family get to enforce a boundary. However, outside India, if a person of a similar age tells their parents that I don't wish to get married right now, the parents might accept it because there is less of a difference in privilege over there between children and their parents, especially when children become old. In Indian culture, parents are seen as gods. And in Western culture, parents are seen as human beings or just parents. There isn't such a huge gap between the parent and the child in their relationships. So, in that sense, boundaries are a Western concept. Boundaries are not just an individual concept, they're a concept of privilege. Outside India, in most developed and Western countries where there is more money, people respect each other's wishes in relationships. Children over there are treated as human beings with their own personhood. Women are treated as fully functioning adults who can make their own decisions. People who work in lower income jobs are given way more respect than they are over here. Which is why there is no such thing as a caste system outside India. No country is obviously perfect. But we really need to question why there is such a big gap in positions of society in our country. Ironically, when people say that boundaries are a Western concept, this is not going to work in India, they're actually making a boundary. They are saying that we will not accept other people's boundaries. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video and would like to watch more, please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Goodbye.